Last week, voters made their choice known, voted for Republicans to take control of the House, the Senate, and the White House. Donald Trump won the Electoral College. He also won the popular vote. So when you hear those numbers, millions of Americans weren't buying what Democrats are selling. So as a Democrat, does that mean you change your strategy at all? What does that look like?
So as a Democrat, well, I will say this. Yes, he won that. However, I think that is more representative to how deeply there are still continue to be levels of racism and sexism. I think what we have proven is that the most qualified candidate who has she checked all of the boxes, did not check a box which said man or did not say white. And we should all be ashamed of that. We voted for the felon instead of the prosecutor. And as a Democrat, we had incredible gains in the state of South Dakota as a Democratic Party. And make no mistake, we outraised the Republicans for 5 months in a row. We picked up a 20-year-long held Republican seat in our state legislature. We have incredible gains. We have more people registering as Democrats in the state of South Dakota than we have in the last 20 years. So although right now it looks like the GOP has just slam dunked everything, it is a veneer and it is paper thin. And I know that in the next 2 years, as the Trump administration tanks the economy, we'll see how long the cabinet lasts. He has a proven track record of firing people because they looked at him wrong. That we're going to see where we are in 2 years, and I have a very good feeling there's going to be a course correction in a hurry.
I spoke with a Democratic strategist the day after the election, and she said, this is a referendum on the left. We have to look at ourselves in the eyes because 70-something million Americans aren't sexist and racist. Obviously, racism and sexism exists in this country. What do you think is the main factor of this loss? Do you think it's what you're saying, racism and sexism?
I think what it is that make no mistake, the Democratic Party and the DNC as a whole, we do need to take a look at how we are communicating our needs. But we have to also understand that we speak for all of the workers. We have always worked for the people. When you look at our unions, the unions are only getting stronger and stronger because they are protecting all of the people. All of the huge bills that are happening in the state of South Dakota are union made right now. And you wouldn't see that in a supermajority Republican state, but for the fact that there has been investments in all of these things. As a Democratic Party, we of course need to talk about our messaging and what that looks like, and how we, instead of talking in these high educated ways of saying, yes, you cannot take international policy and you cannot take all of these economic nuances and boil them down into a soundbite. We have to take a look at how we are addressing our messaging. We have to take a look at who we stand for. And there's no question in my mind that as we start proving dollars to donuts who's actually producing, that it's going to come out on the Democratic side. And Bill Clinton said it at the DNC National Convention. When you looked at the last 50 years of job creation under either a Democratic or Republican leader, the Republicans are responsible for 1 million jobs created. Democrats, under a Democratic-led presidency, Democrats have created over 50 million jobs for Americans. So it's not even close who's working for the people and who's not. We just need to make sure that the American people understand who's actually producing it and that they vote that way accordingly.